Welcome to Prime Biz. Now, usually we focus on all the ructions in our own economy, and we've seen a lot happening this week. But in today's chart of the day, we thought we'd look at the oil price, which is affecting global investment decisions at the moment. The price of oil recovered today after falling to a 10-month low yesterday. So global markets are somewhat relieved, but it's still well below $50 per barrel. So what does that mean? To put this in perspective, before the global financial crisis, the price of oil, which was, if you can believe, right up here at close to $150 a barrel, so $100 more than it is at the moment. There were concerns, I remember those days, that countries and their citizens would become poor because of the soaring transport costs. But then the whole world changed and major economies fell into recession. And look at this, the oil price dropped, it recovered, but fell again. Now, over the last couple of years, we've had oil hovering at around $50 per barrel. That low price is very good for a nation like South Africa that doesn't produce oil. In fact, it keeps our petrol prices in check. But for some economies and companies, this price around $50 per barrel and lower, still today lower at about 47, is a major problem. Oil-producing nations under the banner of the cartel OPEC have traditionally controlled oil prices. When prices were too low, all they had to do was pull back on the number of barrels that they were releasing into the market. That made oil harder to come by, and buyers were willing to pay more to ensure that they weren't the ones left without oil. That whole dynamic has changed. Now, while OPEC is cutting supply to make a desert of sorts, make a reduced supply, they're facing a tsunami in the form of shale gas being dug in the United States. So the fear is really that the world will be figuratively drowning in oil. While the problem may be just too much supply, there's an even bigger fear that there's not enough demand, which means that economies, and even big economies like China, are not growing enough because growth requires oil.